It's your destiny to greatness with Dr. C and Brothers Keeper. Today, where we've been, where we're going, and Friday trivia. And now, here are Dr. C and Brothers Keeper.
Hello, everyone. This is our Friday trivia show, and we're excited to see you. Welcome to your destiny to greatness. Dr. C here.
And this is Brothers Keeper, and I'd like to welcome you also.
Well, good. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way.
The preliminaries.
Yes. How are you?
I'm fair to middling.
It's foolish. But I'm so glad to be here in your presence.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. And we're glad to share with you. So, today we're talking about leaving a legacy. I've had so many people to leave wonderful things behind for me, not materialistic things,
Yes.
but the legacy, the life that they lived truly did speak for them, and that's what I'm striving for.
Yeah, those intangible things that become part of us without us really even knowing, just from being around them, it becomes in our inner being.
Yes.
And we don't even realize that some of those prudent characteristics and traits they had, we can take them and take them further on in the future for them.
Exactly. And sometimes when you reflect on someone who has left a legacy, then you just continue to think about things that they did or said that helped you, and sometimes things that made you laugh or pick you up and just help you to go along your way.
Yeah, certain situations will arise, whether it's, like you say, something uncomfortable or something humorous. And you can reflect on the things that they did, as you said, the life they lived,
Yes.
and the things that they did in front of us. And sometimes it will bridge that void that we have at that particular moment.
Right.
And we can move on.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what we're talking about today. Leaving a legacy. And while we're going to take this short break, I want you to think about things that you're doing currently, because we know you are. And sometimes we don't think about how we're helping. But what legacy are you going to leave? We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, leaving a legacy. What is it about you that other people will remember long after you've left a scene? And that's a good thing. Because many times there are some people, when we don't learn much from them, we don't care to hear their name so much because they're not so nice or they're not doing anything for others.
Yes.
But this is what we're talking about, because I can remember several people, but my dad definitely left a legacy, but not just for me, for others. There are many things that we can think that he said or that he did, and we can take hold to that to be able to move on a little bit further.
Yes.
Who's left a legacy in your life? Or for you?
Well, for me, I was privileged enough to be able to have a lot of elderly people in my life. And a lot of things that some of the people that were my age at the time didn't get to hear or see, I was able to get a lot of wisdom from the elderly people unbeknown to me at the time.
Right, at that time, yes.
And as I would talk to my friends, and to them it was like I was just talking nonsense. Me not understanding that I was like a little bit ahead of my time, and I always could go around older people and be talking. Where'd you get that from? I'm like, what? What you just said? And I'm like, okay. That's the legacy that those wise elderly people left behind, and I'm able to impart it into someone else and not even realize it.
And that's beautiful that you are talking about the older people, and I was always around older people. I loved being around my paternal grandmother too, but my maternal grandmother, even when I was in middle school, and not many young kids want to be around their grandmother, but she was cool.
Yeah.
She was really cool, and what she knew, she shared with others. She helped. And did she leave a lot of money to me? No, not at all. But the wisdom that I gained
Yes.
from being around her was so much.
Because, for instance, my maternal grandmother, I always called her by her name.
Yeah.
And many people said, why do you call your grandmother by her name? I said, well, from being around her, it taught me that she understood why I said it, because I was letting her know that I looked at her not as my grandmother, but as a person. Her interests were important to me. And she was more than just a grandmother. She was someone with many hats on her head. But unfortunately, with some of the older people, they only viewed them in one dimension.
Well, what I don't understand is this anti-knowledge or anti-older people, because many young people, I mean, they say mean and nasty things. Oh, well, you know, she's old, or they don't want to be around older people. They don't want to help. But that was beauty to me.
Yes.
It was strengthening. It was empowering.
Because that's where we get our wisdom from. Because as we coming along, we going through, as they say, the school of hard knocks. And fortunate for us, they've already been down that street that we're on at the present time. And they can give us a few pointers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely time for us to give and to be able to leave something behind where someone will say good things, but not just that we looked good or that we drove nice cars, but that we really helped them to make it when they thought that they couldn't.
Yeah.
That the things that she said to me were so beneficial. What are you doing to leave a legacy? We're going to come back and hear a little bit about Brothers Keeper's legacy leaving in just a moment. Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying the show. For more information about the show or to be a guest, check out Your Destiny to Greatness show on Facebook or email us at your.destinytogreatness@gmail.com. So, Brothers Keeper, we're back and we're waiting to hear what it is that you're doing to leave this legacy for many.
Well, first of all, I'm trying to develop my relationship with God and make it stronger day by day. And if I put God first, then I can understand what my purpose is, what my gift is, begin to operate in my gift. Then I can walk towards my destiny. And if I can figure out what my eternal destiny is, then I can feel a little more dignified on the inside. And as I feel more dignified, I can radiate that prudence, that agape love that God wants us to have. And at the same time, I'm beginning to understand that I'm working towards God being able to trust me
Right.
with that He wants me to do. He'll trust that I'll do it. I have some pitfalls here and there, but I'm building every day. I'm work in progress, building on that trust that He can put it in my hands, and I'll do the right thing with what He's requiring me to do.
Yes, and you are, and I just believe you to be a selfless person. The sayings and the hats and the t-shirts and all those different things, that's building in your legacy that you'll leave.
Yeah, and I understand that we have to be consistent
Well,
with whatever He's leading us to do, and not that it comes to you all at once, because I'm guilty of that sometimes, all over the place. But because I'm all over the place doesn't mean I don't see where I'm supposed to be. And as long as I keep pushing forward, I heard someone say, I'll go wherever you say go, as long as I'm going forward. Forgetting those things that are behind, steady going forward, pressing
yes.
to the mark.
Yeah, definitely. And each and every one of us is working towards some type of legacy. It may not be as big as others, but will it be a positive thing? See, there are times in our lives when we get discouraged or down and we may think that nothing is going on right for us, but as long as we have breath in this body, then that means that we have a chance. That means that we're here for a reason. And as you were saying about your purpose, we all have purpose.
Yes.
So it's time for us to lift up. And sometimes we have to encourage and lift ourselves up, because there are people who are looking and who are so needy of someone to be able to help them along the way. I'm telling you, I was thinking, and I was even talking today, that it's time for us to work together as a people and be able to help these young people know that there's more to it than having bad language and doing things that will not help them gain or reach their destiny and their potential. And that's what we need to be doing, instead of just looking and shaking our heads. But it's part of us. While we're here, we need to be encouraging somebody else.
But it brings me back to the parable of the prodigal son. When he asked his father for his inheritance, he wanted that tangible thing, but had not enough wisdom at that time to understand the legacy that his father had, that godly, righteous man that was right in front of him, that would lead by example.
Right.
And he had to go out, find himself, to understand that everything that he needed, that intangible stuff, is what was going to take him to the next level. He had to go back and get it.
The thing of it is, and you said that was a parable and an example of an underlying message, a big message actually. And it's nothing like a father's love. And that father, he loved him. Didn't matter what he had done, but just to have him back. And that's Jesus. Jesus, I mean, we've gone and we've strayed, but Jesus has been right there. And when he saw us coming from afar, arms wide open. So there's hope for us no matter where we're at on this journey. There's hope for us. Take hold of something that someone has left and then begin to incorporate that in your life. But don't forget Jesus, because he's the one that helps us to be able to set and leave this, I'm going to say perfect, because it's perfect when somebody can get something good. This perfect legacy, because Jesus, he sure left a legacy for us.
And I often say, doing what is righteous, doing what is right, serving others, putting others' interests up at the same level as our interests, doing the right thing. And then we'll understand what it is to be able to leave a legacy and not so much an inheritance.
Exactly. So hold on to what you have, and there's just one thing that I'd like to add before we close. In John 9, actually, it says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day.
Yes.
The night cometh when no man can work. Now is our time.
Yes.
Yes, we have to go to our natural jobs and be able to earn some money and to take care of things, but that's only a little piece of the work. The daytime is our life. And we are to help people. We're to love them and show them the way. So we first need to know the way. And I just love that. So
I would implore you, those who are looking to leave a legacy, find some youth, incorporate some prudence in them. And they say, whether it's your child or someone else's child, say you can take that wisdom, put it in them, your legacy, and you can propel them into the future that you and I may not be able to see. But they'll be able to take what we had It's just like putting them on a rocket and sending them on. They'll be able to take our wisdom and understanding, our prudence that we've gotten from God, and they can take it and spread it all around into places that we may never get to see.
Yes, but if we believe it, it will
Yes.
come to pass. So believe in God and believe in yourself and find somebody else to invest in.
Yes.
So-
Good word. Invest.
Yeah, very good. So we hope that we're helping you to leave a legacy behind for many. And the thing of it is, what you're doing now can be helpful now. So glad that you were with us. And that's leading us to our big thing for today, is our trivia question. And just being able to come together and study together, that's helping us
Yes.
along our way. So, in just a moment, Friday trivia, the question. Get ready so that you can participate and share with somebody else.
We're back. And we're ready for the Friday trivia question. But before we do that, it was nice that Dr. C was talking about how we share and learn things. And I call them little nuggets.
Yes.
And we all have different ways of learning. And this could be another opportunity for us to learn a little here, learn a little there. With those trivia questions, it's good stuff. So sometimes if you ain't really had time to look up things, some of the things that we're asking, you can just Google it right on your phone now, the information age. So stay with us as we ask these questions, and we all can learn something together. So today's question is dealing with all the wonderful miracles that Jesus performed. And one of those miracles that he performed, he fed a multitude of people. I think it was 5,000 plus men.
Yes.
And the women. They didn't even count the women and
the
children.
children.
Yeah. And we want to know, what was it that he used to feed those people?
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good. It's when you're thinking about all those people being fed with what he used.
Yes.
I'm excited because that means a lot in my life. Because if Jesus could feed all those people with what he used, then I know he can take care of
Yes.
you, me, and you too.
Yes.
So get your answers in by tonight at 11:59
PM.
p.m. And you can email them to your.destiny2greatness@gmail.com. Come on, let this be your week.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And I'm back to remind you, if you didn't do your self-breast exam, it's time to do it again. Now, if you've already showered and you've forgotten to do what I told you to do on the last show, I want to give you another tip. When you lay down tonight, you want to take some lotion, just rub it in the palm of your hand. That gives you a nice feel of the breast tissue. Using a bare, dry hand, you may feel something, but it's a better tip to use some lotion or baby oil. Rub some in your hand as you're laying flat on the bed on your back tonight. Again, lift your arms. Both arms, you want to do each breast. Start under the arm. Run your fingers around the breast tissue in a circular motion. Take your time and make sure you just check every inch of that breast tissue. Both sides, under the arm, around the breast tissue. And ladies, if your husband is not doing it, or your significant other, you want to have him do the same thing. In the shower, laying on his back at night, just say, honey, please just do it for me. And especially if you have breast cancer that runs in your family, you want to make extra sure that you do your self-breast exams. That's my tips for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. God bless, and thank you for your time.
It's just me thinking again. You ever feel like life sometimes is trying to roll us over? Just get us under and just roll us till we can't get anywhere? Or feel like, useless or kind of worthless? Well, I'm here to tell you, you matter. And if we could just consult with God and figure out what our purpose in life is, what His plan is for our life, we'll be able to feel a little better about ourselves. Because once we start to operate in our gift and walk towards our destiny, then I think we can feel a little dignified about ourselves, feel a little good on the inside, a little better, if I must say. And then we can radiate that to others as they see us. And then we'll be able to leave a better legacy for our children and those around us, our friends and loved ones, than we ever thought possible. Look into your gifts and your purpose and do a better job at living for you and God. And be a servant to others. This is Brother's Keeper. It's just me thinking again.
We are destined for greatness.
Hi everyone, Dr. C here. As we walk towards our destiny, sometimes there are things that are in our way, roadblocks, obstacles, but they're just there, just for a little while, to try to get us off track. But if we focus on Jesus and might have to do a little bit or a lot of bit of praying sometimes, those obstacles, they'll move. They will get right out of our way. Because it says if we resist the devil, he'll flee. So may come on back, but continue to focus and walk towards your destiny. And everything will be all right.
We are destined for greatness.